Phillies win this one 9-5 over the Colorado Rockies. Welcome into Postgame Live, presented by Curado Insurance with Ricky Bowe. I'm Ashlyn Sullivan. The third straight win over this Rockies team, the sixth win in a row, and the offense at the plate has been so impressive. 46 hits in the last 3 games is really impressive stuff. So consistent. And I know what everyone is going to say. This Colorado Rockies team obviously struggling. Ricky,
Yep.
You're handling business. But that's what you're supposed to do when you're a good baseball team.
What else are you supposed to do? This is the team that's put in front of you. Kick them around a little bit. That's what the Phillies are doing. And this is why they call everything averages in baseball. Everything's about your averages. Well, you know what? You boost your average here, you could afford to lose a game or two somewhere down the road to one of the better teams. But I will tell you this much. They haven't taken their foot off the gas. And this is something that in years past we could say that they did do, because when you look back, I could bring up the Marlins from a couple of years back. The Phillies could not be the Marlins, and the Marlins were a bunch of bottom feeders back then, and I used that term then, and that didn't go over very well for me. And the Nationals, same thing. I believe it was 2 years ago they struggled with the Nationals. Well, this is a Pirates team that hasn't been playing well. You beat them up, including Paul Skeens. You beat him, and then you get a Rockies team that you already swept earlier in the year, and you're on the verge of possibly sweeping 7 games from them in one season. That's impressive, and that's good baseball.
It is. It's been consistent. The Phillies 13 games over 500, and they win this one as well. Let's take a look at the inside the box score to see the damage the Phillies did tonight. And this is what you like to see. This is every single guy contributing, doing their part. We talked about Trea Turner. We're going to talk about his home run, but you look at this as a whole, a huge night for JT Realmuto, Bryce Harper, Kyle Schwarber. This is refreshing to see, Ricky.
Yeah, every guy got on base. I mean, you look at that lineup, and it's kind of funny. You put up 9 runs, and Kyle Schwarber was kind of non-existent. Yeah, he had a couple walks and a couple runs scored, but I mean, he looked a little lost at the plate, which we haven't really seen that very often from him. But I mean, Trea Turner homers. Everybody's worried about his power numbers. Well, he got himself a home run. Only his 3rd of the season. Bryce Harper, that could be the one that the light goes off, and you start to say to yourself, "Ooh, maybe Bryce is just starting." You know what? He started with the average. Now he's starting with the power, and hopefully that could run for a little while. And I think the one guy in this lineup that's breathing a big sigh of relief is JT. 3 for 5, a home run, 3 RBIs. I mean, that's a big game for him. He had been struggling mightily. And he ended up giving up a couple runs. But 5 innings, 3 runs, I think, to me, out at a Coors Field is plenty for the Phillies.
Yes, impressive stuff from Taijuan Walker and the Phillies offense, as well as they win this one over the Colorado Rockies 9-5. Let's now go back out to Colorado, and Rob Thomson is standing by.
Homers finally kept in the yard. Your homers from Bryce, Trea, JT,
Yeah.
kind of how you
JT,
envision the top
big
of the
night,
lineup.
yeah. Yeah, no, we got a lot of production at the top of the lineup. You know, JT and Harper get on base in the first inning, and they steal second and third. We get a throw in there and just sort of get some momentum going. So it was good.
For JT in particular, I mean, you guys had big offensive nights, and he wasn't a part of that on Monday and Tuesday. Just how important was this for him, you think?
Well, it is, and I think it's important when you're winning games consistently. It's usually a different guy every night. You know, you've got 1 or 2 guys that are on a heater, but then it's other guys that are contributing, different guys contributing every night. So that's what we're getting right now.
With Taijuan, was that kind of like the idea in mind with that second pitch range, or is that just based on how the game
No,
was?
it was 575. He was really efficient through the first 4. So he said, I feel good for the 6th if this is quick. And I said, okay, we'll just read it. And threw 19 pitches, so that got his pitch count up. So I thought that's good.
And the fact that he has been the kind of contributor that he has been for you guys the first 2 months, you know, how big of a boost has that been, given that you've had some injuries and that you've needed him?
He's been huge. You know, he's given us good starts. His ERA is under 3. He's given us some length at times, and did a great job out of the bullpen too. So he's a huge factor on this club. He really is.
What have you thought of the way Banks has been throwing the ball the past couple days?
Very good.
Especially here.
Very good. I mean, he's throwing with a lot of confidence. Velocity's 93, which is good. But the slider and the command and control has been good. He's just getting ahead of people, and you know, he's just attacking.
Wilson, okay?
He's got a migraine. It really wasn't a headache. It affected his vision. The migraines affect people differently. So we got him out. He'll be fine tomorrow.
Is there still such a thing as a Coors Field effect for visiting teams? Is like maybe giving an extra bounce in the offense?
Well, in the past, I would say no, because we haven't played very well here in the past. So I can't really speak to that too much.
Along those lines, we talked about Bone turning it around, but Nate the last couple weeks, Bryce the last 10 days. Does it really feel like a lot of guys are kind of hitting their stride at once right now for you?
I think so, and Marsh's having good at bats. I think guys are starting to come around and getting a little more consistent.
There, well, Taijuan Walker and the Phillies winning this one 9-5, the third straight win over the Colorado Rockies, 6 wins in a row. Now let's go back out to Colorado and hear from Taijuan Walker in the Phillies clubhouse.
Here over your career,
I would say mostly splitter, curveball. I did a lot of splitters today, but usually that's kind of like success for me is the splitter and curveball. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I feel like for the most part, I keep the ball in the park and take quick outs.
How did the splitter feel tonight? Because people talk about like it not having as much depth, certain pitches.
Yeah, I didn't throw a lot of them because it just wasn't. I know coming in like it doesn't really move a whole lot. Sometimes it cuts. The main part is just getting it down. So didn't throw a whole bunch, but threw a lot of cutters. It worked really well, and then actually I was working on a new slider grip 2 days ago, and I introduced it today, and it worked really well. So,
how did you feel about your night overall to go through 5 and you're coming back to rotation?
Yeah, I thought it was good. I mean, I knew I was on the pitch count, so try to be efficient. The first couple innings, noticed they were hacking and putting the ball in play and swinging early, so I just let them get themselves out, and it's always easy when you have a lead too. So the guys put up some runs for me, and I just let them get themselves out.
Why did you want to tweak the slider?
I felt like it was just backing up too much when I was throwing it previously, and I was getting beat by it, so I kind of wanted to get more of a sweep and just kind of make sure it's going left to the righties and just more horizontal, I guess. And I felt like for just working on it 2 days ago, I thought it was pretty good today.
Where'd the new grip come from? Did you talk to Caleb about it? Or
I was just messing around with it, and threw it 2 days ago in Philly, and I threw it, 2 days ago in Philly, or whenever we were in Philly, 3 days ago, and then threw a little bullpen when I got here, and then felt good about it. And first inning, threw a couple, liked the action on it, and after that, we just kept throwing it a lot. And they kept in swings and misses and weak pop-ups.
And then just what other adjustments did you make time to get back into rotation? I know obviously you were down and up a little bit more to the pen. Did you have to make some adjustments for it?
Honestly, it was really just, I think I had like 575, so I was really just trying to be efficient as possible and try to get quick outs and try to get my 5 innings and then, save the bullpen as much as possible. And I feel like as a starter, I'm more of a contact pitcher and, kind of learning new roles as a bullpen where I can just let it eat and, go for the strikeouts and stuff as a bullpen guy.
2 months into the season after what happened last year, I mean, how good does it feel to be a contributor in a lot of different ways so far, for this team and on a winning team?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I feel confident. I think that's the biggest thing, is being confident on my stuff and knowing that my stuff's playing well and I can get outs in whatever role I do. And, the biggest thing for me is just keeping my confidence up.
Taijuan Walker, 5 innings pitch night in this Phillies win over the Colorado Rockies. We talked about this in pregame, what this role was going to look like for Taijuan Walker with Aaron Nola on the injured list. After seeing this performance, Ricky, does anything change your mind on what should happen here?
I just don't think so. I just don't think there's room. At some given time, somebody's going to have to be traded. Somebody's going to have to be a swing guy. Somebody's going to come up from the minor leagues. I just don't know if there's room right now for Taijuan Walker. I know he's a guy that's signed for another year, but what do you do? I mean, I will give him this much. This guy had a miserable year last year. He knew it. He heard it from the fans. He has come back this year and has been one of these guys that is kind of irreplaceable right now. Because when you have a guy that will literally embrace going to the bullpen and then will spot start for you and has no problem with it, you have to love that. It has to feel pretty good for him. Just his 3rd on the season. But it was a pitch that he probably should hit out. So that's good news for the Phillies.
Yes, Trea Turner with a home run tonight. And now let's go back to Colorado and hear from Trea Turner, the Phillies clubhouse.
Been hot here for like a month or so, but it seems like the power's starting to come around now. Are you kind of feeling that?
Yeah, made a little adjustment the first day here and working in the training room. Just think, I got hit by that pitch earlier in the season. It was a while ago, but I think that kind of created a little bit of bad habits for driving the ball, and so I've been taking my hits and whatnot. But Last few days, it's been better about getting the ball in the air and hitting the gaps and whatnot.
Bad habits in what sense?
Yeah. Just physically can't do things I want to do.
Did you make a mechanical change?
A little bit, but I mean, it's not like you're gonna go up there and go, holy cow. But they're small changes for me. But it's nice when I try to do something a little different, and then it kind of clicks in and feels good.
Because you hit that ball to the track the other night, and
Yeah.
it's like we thought you got it out, and then tonight it actually goes out.
Yeah, that was. So I tried making the adjustment 2 days ago. Was doing it okay, and then some at bats here or there I don't do it, and that at bat I actually did it, and then it's nice to see when I do that and I get the pitch to hit. So
Doesn't seem to be affecting you like a contact perspective, though.
no, it was nothing. Like I said, it wasn't like wasn't inhibiting me from like a physical standpoint, but it was more so habits and whatnot.
The steals of third base, you have like an extremely high success rate. I think you've only been caught 3 times your whole career. Is that because just it's picking spots, or?
Yeah, I mean, I try to be a smart base runner and not be overly aggressive there, just because I feel like I'll score on basically any hit. So a lot of times I just pick my spots where, I think it's kind of free, and a little bit more of a head start over there when nobody's holding you on. So I feel like you shouldn't get caught stealing. If you do decide to go, you shouldn't really be out because nobody's holding you on for the most part. More so, you should get picked off there more, I would think, than first base, but you should be more safe at third.
I think given how Ty's season went last year, the first 2 months has been a contributor in a lot of different ways for you guys. How cool is that to see?
Yeah, it's great, and I feel like lately he's kind of been in a tough spot going back and forth, and it's not easy to do. So for him to take the ball and keep doing what he's asked of him, I think is huge, and he's been good. I mean, and that's what I expect of him, because I told you guys this earlier in the year too, and I faced him. It's not fun. It's not an easy at bat. He's a big dude, and he's got a high release point and whatnot. And seems like everything's clicking pretty well for the most part, and he's getting outs, and they've been big outs for us. I mean, having that extra spots is really big.
Does it kind of seem like everything's clicking for the lineup as a whole right now too, especially the top half when everybody's on base multiple times scoring?
Yeah, it feels like everyone's contributing. I was talking to somebody yesterday, I forget who, but it just feels like everyone's kind of hot right now. Everyone's swinging it good. So is Marshy, Bomer, and even the outs feel like good swings. So there's a lot of positives on the offensive side.
Tomorrow, starter Ranger here, going for the sweep of the entire series here, Ricky.
Yeah, Ranger Suarez. I mean, he's a guy that everybody's going to be watching. Obviously, you want him to start picking it up, kicking in gear, and hopefully he will. I mean, it's not a great place to pitch, but I think he's got the stuff to do it.
Phillies win this one 9-5, and like we said, going for the sweep tomorrow, an afternoon game, a 3:10 first pitch, a 2:30 Phillies pregame live. We'll see you then. Thanks so much for tuning in to